So once you've ironed and you're overlocking on your 3 edges, you're going to flip it over and you're going to match up the bottom of your inside pocket along the tailor's chalk line. You need to make sure that each edge is the same distance to the sides of the tailor's chalk, and you're just going to pin along the bottom. And then very carefully straighten it all up and pin along the sides. So you've got to make sure that all the overlocking is all tucked in at the corners. You don't want any of it overhanging. Now once you've done that, you're ready to start edge stitching around the entire thing with a 5-foot, pivoting at both corners. Now before you quickly go and do that, we also want to put a seam down the middle so we can have 2 smaller pockets. So if you measure your pocket in half, so mine's 20, it'll be 10, and draw a line down the middle with tailor's chalk, you can sew that while you're at the machine. So if you come to the sewing machine, so you need to make sure that your needle is towards the smaller pocket, so I need to move mine over. Still using the 5-foot. Start at the very top of the bias binding. Line up your blade with the end, the fold of your fabric, and you're going to backstitch. Make sure that you're backstitching right to the very top of the bias binding to connect the top of the pocket. And you can take the pins out as you go. So when you get to the corner, make sure the needle is down into the fabric, lift the foot, pivot, put the foot down, and you're going to continue sewing. That way you'll get a nice right angled corner. And repeat with this corner. Lift, pivot, down. Remember, make sure that needle's in the fabric. And you're going to sew to the top. So you're sewing right to the top of the bias binding, and then you're back stitching. So that's how you sew in your pocket. The next step is you need to quickly change your foot back to the original foot. Move your needle back to the middle, and you're going to start at the very bottom of where your tailor's chalk is, and you're going to backstitch and sew up to the top. The reason we start at the bottom is if you started at the top, sometimes your fabric can shift and you can get an ugly little fold like that at the bottom. So if we start here, you will avoid it. And that's your inside pocket completed.